This is the audiobook Finding My Own Pace. We are up to part 2, What Might Be Going On, and the chapter is Understanding the Conditions. This is Melissa N. Reynolds, and I am sharing the Finding My Own Pace audiobook here on my YouTube channel as I am refining it and getting it ready to go. So let's start. Understanding the conditions. Many people living with chronic fatigue and chronic pain spend years searching for answers. For some, a clear diagnosis brings relief and direction. For others, it never quite hits or changes over time. The truth is, several conditions share overlapping symptoms, and the body's stress response, nervous system dysregulation, and immune system involvement are often central themes. Whether you've received a diagnosis or not, this book is for you. Here's a brief overview of some of the most common conditions that cause persistent fatigue, pain, and other symptoms. Fibromyalgia. Fibromyalgia is a condition marked by widespread musculoskeletal pain, fatigue, sleep disturbances, and cognitive difficulties, or fibrofog. It's believed to be involved with central sensitization, where the nervous system becomes overly sensitive to stimuli that shouldn't cause pain. Diagnosis is clinical based on symptoms since there is no definitive test. Quite often, fibromyalgia appears to start after some kind of inciting event like an illness or pregnancy, menopause, car accident, or some kind of trauma. It often coexists with other conditions, which can make it very hard to diagnose. For me, I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia, but really there were a lot of other things going on, like the conditions we are going to discuss later in this book, including endometriosis and ME/CFS. Chronic fatigue syndrome, myalgic encephalomyelitis, ME/CFS. This condition causes profound fatigue that isn't relieved by rest and worsens with exertion, a hallmark symptom called post-exertional malaise or PEM. People with ME/CFS may experience sleep issues, cognitive problems, and flu-like symptoms. The cause isn't fully understood, but it's often triggered by viral infections, stress, or other physical emotional strain. Long COVID and post-viral fatigue. Some people don't fully recover after a viral infection like COVID-19. They're left with lingering fatigue, pain, brain fog, and more, symptoms that look very similar to ME/CFS. Long COVID has brought new awareness to post-viral syndromes, though it shares a lot with conditions that have existed for decades. I became ill after a viral illness when I was at university. So technically you would call it post-viral fatigue syndrome, but my diagnosis on the system says chronic fatigue syndrome. Myofascial pain syndrome. This condition involves localized areas of muscle tightness and pain called trigger points that can cause referred pain in another area of the body. While different from fibromyalgia, it can often occur alongside it and contributes to muscle stiffness and tenderness. Many people will experience trigger points and myofascial pain, but myofascial pain syndrome is when it becomes chronic and prolonged. Hypermobility spectrum disorder and hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. People with HSD or HEDS have joints that move more than they should. They are hypermobile, which can cause joint pain, instability, and injuries. This can lead to chronic pain and fatigue as muscles overwork to compensate. These conditions can also affect digestive, circulation, and autonomic nervous system. Arthritis, including rheumatoid and osteoarthritis. Arthritis involves inflammation and or degeneration of the joints, which can lead to pain, stiffness, and fatigue. Osteoarthritis is typically caused by wear and tear, while rheumatoid arthritis is an autoimmune condition that can affect multiple joints and the entire body. While arthritis has more visible joint changes than conditions like fibromyalgia or ME/CFS, it can absolutely coexist with them, and managing energy and pain is just as important. Why these diagnoses overlap? All of these conditions involve the nervous system, immune system, or connective tissue in some way. They may exist together or mimic one another, and they're often underdiagnosed or misunderstood, especially in women. That's why I focus less on the labels and more on what helps. Whether you're living with fibromyalgia, ME/CFS, long COVID, or chronic pain with no clear name, or all of the above, your experience is valid and you deserve support. Personally, I have found diagnoses helpful in as far as I can understand what is happening in my body. That level of detail is helpful for me. I like detail and research. However, there are others that need to focus simply on what can help and minimize the data. Whichever end of the spectrum you exist on, I recommend learning enough to be able to advocate for yourself, because we don't yet exist in a world where we can guarantee our doctors will know enough about good treatment plans, and many of us spend a long time waiting for help, and it is not good enough that doctors don't mind us living in pain and fatigue without trying to help. And that's what the rest of this book is about. Thank you so much for listening to this story. If you would like to grab your free rest break, please catch it below in the description. And if you would like to join the pre-order crew for Finding My Own Pace, you will get each audiobook chapter a week in advance of the public. You'll also get a huge library of goodies designed to help you in your journey, and you will get first access to the entire manuscript when it is done. If you liked this, please hit like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments below. Do you have one of these conditions? Do you have no diagnoses? And let me know if you have any questions, and I'll do my best to answer them. Thank you for being here, my friend.